Today we're going to be doing a Socratic seminar, which means we're going to be doing a discussion. A discussion on the BP oil spill and how the oil spill has affected Louisiana. So we're going to start out with some first questions. Can I get a volunteer to read question number 1 for me, please, Raphael?
Why do we need oil?
Good. What does my second question say? Leah?
What dangers does oil produce?
Good. And my third question, John?
Why do you think oil is important to New Orleans? Think about all of the boats on the Mississippi.
Excellent. So you're going to have the next 2 minutes at influence level of 0 to answer questions 1 through 3. Right. I like how Kiara's writing silently. Excellent job, Clay, Marshall, good writing. How about one more? Excellent, y'all. So we're just gonna quickly rattle a few of these off. So can someone please tell me if the strong's not in hand? Why do we need oil? And remember, when I call someone attractive with their eyes, it's how we show them respect. We're gonna start off with Cleta. Why do we need oil?
We need oil because we want to have gas for our cars or anything.
Excellent. Gas for our cars. Jordan, why else do we need oil?
Well, so we need oil for transportation and
Transportation, good. So now, our second question, we're going to add on to that. What dangers does oil produce? So, like, what are the dangers of using oil? Naja?
it can kill the fish if you don't.
Good, right? So it can kill fish if you let it out. But what else about oil makes it dangerous? Jalen?
Like if you use it in power plants like coal, it creates smoke which leads to acid rain.
Excellent. So if you're burning it in power plants, it can create smoke and Kiara?
It's slippery and hard to get off.
Exactly. It's really hard to clean up. That's a really good point because oil can be hard to clean up. Now, why do you think oil is important to New Orleans? Think about all of the boats on the opposite side of Chapatula Street that go through the Mississippi River. Why is oil important specifically to New Orleans? Raphael?
I think oil is important to New Orleans, so
I'm sorry, wait, can I just wait for everybody to track Raphael? This is important, thank you.
I think oil is important to New Orleans because they need fuel for the boats, and if we don't have fuel for the boats, the amount of food we would have the food source would come in slower because they don't have enough energy in the boats to get a great haul of seafood.
Excellent, so he's talking about fuel for the boats, but why else though? So what do you think comes on these boats? John, what comes on these boats?
What I think that comes on these boats is packages. stuff
Good,
like
so do you think oil jai comes through these boats? Like 2 and 4th on these boats, do you think that's one of the things along with passages that gets transported?
Yeah.
Excellent, so just like boats need fuel, they also transport oil. It's a really big part of Louisiana's economy. So I need us now to flip on to our second page. 5, 4, 3, 2, hands in. Can I get a volunteer to read a few weeks back? Jalen, can you do that?
Yes. A few weeks back, we learned about the BP oil spill and the dangers of mining and using fossil fuels. We are going to take, we are going to take it one step further today and decide on just how much money BP should spend on cleaning up Louisiana's cause.
Awesome. Excellent. Good. You are Michelle?
You are on the board of representatives of Louisiana and notable on whether BP should put more on this than $32 billion.
Excellent. So y'all, I'm going to show you a PowerPoint on some arguments that we're going to look at for BP to be spending more than $32 billion and some arguments for them to be spending less. So $32 billion is a lot of money. That's how much BP is in the ballpark thinking about paying to the Louisiana coastline. But there are some arguments for them paying more and for them also paying less. So you guys are going to pretend today that you're on Louisiana's government and you're going to vote to have them pay more or less. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense.
Yes.
Perfect. So I've got a quick PowerPoint for you. And I need you guys just to take some notes. Just give it a hot second. There you go. So, for arguments more than $32 billion, I should see all pencils to paper. Zari, what is the first argument? For that they should be paying more.
For BP paying more than $32.
Yes, so what does that first bullet point say on the left?
Seafood jobs have been lost.
Good, seafood jobs have been lost, right? If you're a resident living on the coastline and you're either a fisherman or a shrimper, a lot of your jobs have been lost because there's so much oil there. What does my second bullet point say, Jai?
Homes and wildlife have been affected.
Good, homes and wildlife have been affected. And then Anijah, what is the third argument?
Illegals have died in the explosion.
Good, some of your relatives may have died in the explosion, right? Remember that our oil spill killed about 13 people and injured many others. Give us about another 30 seconds to get this down. So there's some arguments we're going to look at. And then let's take a look at some reasons why we want British Petroleum to maybe pay less than the $32 billion. What does my first bullet point say? Olivia, can you read that first bullet point on the right, why they should pay less?
Provides thousands of jobs to Louisiana.
Good, it provides thousands of jobs to the Louisiana residents. My second bullet point, Raphael, can you read that?
Gives Louisiana millions of dollars in taxes.
Good, so the government taxes British Petroleum on how much business they produce. That's pretty standard. And the British Petroleum gives Louisiana millions of dollars in taxes every single year. And then finally, Kalia, can you just read that third bullet point?
Industry could leave if fined too much.
Good, industry could leave if it is fined too much. Alright, y'all. I'm going to show you a quick video just about this discussion that they're having actually right now in Congress in Louisiana. So just track the board and think about the questions on your video notes as we go through. Oops, sorry, I'll just let me get this going for you.
Mr. Cruz, it doesn't look like it's in all the way in Elmo.
No, it is. Just let me close the presentation. There we go. Alright y'all, so I'm sorry that the video's not coming up, but I'm just going to play the audio for this. So just pay attention to what they're talking about, because the video is being a little finicky right now.
Should have to coexist with these oil companies, or do you think they should be gone?
Understand, it's like a bipartisan, you need each other. You know, I need affordable diesel, or if they got seafood, if I don't have affordable petroleum, I can't catch it anyway. I can't make any money. So we always live together, not necessarily in harmony, as you see what happened with the BP spill, but you can't live without it.
Well, you know one thing, if you look at anywhere else in the country, the states get a large portion of the revenues from oil and gas. We were in 2017, Louisiana will finally start sharing some offshore revenues. We have to build the roads, repair the marshlands, and all the infrastructure. So we should get the same share through Louisiana and all the Gulf states as Oklahoma and Wyoming gets from their drilling. So the oil companies, and look, Plaquemines Parish provides 5% of the natural gas for the whole country. We had 33% of the oil for the whole Gulf Coast. I fully support the oil industry. We've had about 6 spills since the BP, small ones. But I got to tell you, the companies that operate out of Plaquemines Parish, they get out there, when we call them responsible parties, they have done their job at cleaning up whatever damage they've caused, and in many cases have gone beyond the call of duty to help out in the marshes here in Plaquemines Parish.
Excellent. So, y'all, that was just a quick video about why oil is important for Louisiana. So I want you to take the next minute. I know it's not what you are. Please write down the answer to questions 1, 2, and 3. Why is oil important for Louisiana based on what you've listened to? 2, do the oil companies and people always see eye to eye? Do they always get along? And then why or why not? So it's talking about how governments respond to an oil spill. As you guys are writing down the answers to these, in the interest of time, I'm going to give you guys your articles that y'all are going to be reading and writing about. We're going to have about 5 minutes to flip over to the next page and read the articles. Alright, y'all, now that everybody has their articles, I need you to flip on to your next page, and I want you guys to write down the answers to some of these questions. And just take a look up at the board. If you're a little bit confused, Article 1 is going to be 4B.